Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Brett, and this is my 2010 Corvette Grandsport that I picked up about 2 months ago, just right after Thanksgiving. And I've actually never done YouTube before, so this is my first video, but I'm going to be doing a lot of things to this car, and I wanted to just document it so that I can start making kind of like a video series of things that I'm going to do to it. That way, if there's things in there that you want to do to your Corvette, hopefully you'll find some of the things in here pretty useful and things that you can use. So with that in mind, I'm going to take you guys for a walk around the car, tell you a little bit about it, and that'll be it. All right, guys, so as you can see, this is my new to me, Corvette. This is a 2010 C6 Grandsport, and I'm really excited that I got this car. I used to have a 2006 LS2 Corvette, and it was supercharged by East Coast Superchargers. It was really fast, and the color was an atomic orange, and it was really pretty. Unfortunately, that one was involved in an accident back in 2022, and I've been just kind of heartbroken about it and waiting for the right deal for the next Corvette to show up. And so I found one that was located in Idaho, and I had a very specific criteria of things that I wanted to get for my next Corvette. After doing a lot of research and watching a lot of other YouTube videos, I absolutely determined that I had to have the LS3 motor. I wanted the LS3 for the extra 30 horsepower, as well as I knew that I was going to be modding this car and supercharging it, and I had just heard that the LS3 just responded a lot better to bolt-ons and to the power adders, and so which was actually one of the main reasons I didn't go with a C6 Z06 was because of the LS7 valve drop issue. The other reason why I wanted to go with a Grandsport was because of the wide body. If you look here, we've got the nice wide rear fenders on both sides, as well as the wide body front fenders on the front side. And the only ones that had them were the C6 Z06, the C6 ZR1, which is way out of my price range, and the Grandsport. And so the Grandsport was just naturally my choice. The other reason I wanted the Grandsport was because, and I know a lot of people might not like this, they prefer the coupe. I actually prefer the convertible, and the convertible to me is the better bang for the buck, because I enjoy taking the top off and just going for a cruise up the canyon. I actually don't have any plans to take this car to the racetrack. This is going to be basically just my canyon cruiser, and I am going to be I have plans to supercharge this, and I'm going to be documenting that in case anybody else plans on supercharging their LS3 Corvette or any C6 Corvette. I'm going to be actually documenting that so that you guys can actually see the process that is entailed. All the other mods that I plan to do, I plan on upgrading the radiator, the alternator, and some other things, because if you guys have done any research on these cars whatsoever, the LS3s, and in fact the LS engines in general, actually like to run really warm. It's not uncommon for these cars to get up into the 230 degree range before they start to come back down, and for me that's just a little bit too warm. So the remedy for that is to actually get some fans, some radiator fans for this, well, cooling fans, and upgrading the radiator. So I plan on doing that. I'll be documenting that with you guys and showing you how that's done and what all is entailed with that. The color for this car is actually one that I didn't actually have my my eye on at first. I originally just wanted a regular black one, but this one is actually the cyber gray metallic, and you can kind of see just how awesome it looks. I mean, that car is just so mean. Everything about this car is what I would consider to be my dream car. And this car, surprisingly, I was able to pick this car up for $31,000. This car normally you won't be able to find in the range, you know, under 35. And the other thing that I really wanted with my Grandsport was a manual transmission. So every other Grandsport that I could find anywhere else on the web was actually an automatic transmission. And at first I did want the automatic, but then as I was watching videos of people who had supercharged their Corvettes and listening to the blow-off valve in between shifts, I knew that I had to actually get the manual. And I was actually lucky enough to find one. It was actually really hard to locate it, but I did find one in Idaho. The guy was really cool about it. Get a few video footage of the rear quarter panels there. At first I wanted to just get a base model and put the wide body conversion kit on them, but after looking at how much those are, by the time you buy a base model and buy all of the panels to put on it and then paint it, you would have rather bought a Grandsport anyway, or a Z06 for that matter, and gotten twice the power that you could have. So it just made sense for me to actually get the Grandsport instead of the base model. And the base model, I don't know for sure, but I think I might upgrade at least the front quarter panels to the ZR1 panels. You guys can leave a comment down below letting me know if you like the Grandsport panels better or the ZR1 panels. I actually also do have plans to upgrade the hood. The hood, I'm going to get the one where it's got the vents on the two sides, and get that painted. That's really it though. Really just the front the hood and the two front fenders are the only body modifications that I really plan on doing. I've already got the rear quarter panels, so no need to worry about that. But if you guys want to you know, do something like this, a project like this, then I would recommend just go ahead and getting the Grandsport that already has the wide body panels. It's already got the ducting for the brakes and all the other stuff that you need to get. And I would just go ahead and get the Grandsport. And honestly, most people that get these cars end up just financing them anyway, and it's really not that big of a difference in your monthly payment to get a Grandsport versus a C6 base. You know, just put in a couple more hours of work and you'll be able to afford it. So anyway, this is my 2010 Grandsport. I'm going to be, like I said, doing a lot of modifications to it so that you guys can actually see. I actually plan on putting on a rear spoiler on it. There's some side skirts that will be going on. I'm still trying to figure out which ones I want to do. But let's go ahead and get inside here for just a second. It's a little bit dirty, but surprisingly, I didn't realize how strong the TR60 Tremec transmission was. This is actually a very strong transmission, and just show you guys a couple of throws here, you know. pardon my fingernails. We just got back from a cruise, and my wife wanted to paint my fingernails, and like a good husband, I let her do it. But it's funny because it's actually clear in the daylight, or sorry, they show up in the daylight, but they go away in the dark. So I actually thought that they would have gone away in the shade, but you guys get to see me with some pink fingernails. So I'm not a weirdo, just a guy who loves his wife enough to let him paint their fingernails. So anyway, so yeah, this transmission is an incredibly cool transmission. It is very responsive, and the TR6060 actually handles the power adders and the torque very, very good. And so that is one thing I actually will be upgrading, though, is to an MGW short throw shifter. That will be coming in another video. The other thing I plan on upgrading is the head unit here, because this was actually a 2013 model, and funny enough, I actually have let me show you guys this. It actually came with an old school 8-pin connector for iPhone, so that will obviously be going away, so we'll be getting rid of that. My sunglasses are in the way. Okay, so yeah, the analog gauges I'm actually a real big fan of. The digital gauges are really cool, but in the C7, but these analog gauges, I don't know, I just love them. They just feel so vintage, and they're just really cool. The other thing that I will be upgrading is actually the steering wheel. I have put in an order for a carbon fiber steering wheel, and I've also got, this is hydro dipped carbon during the centerpiece, and so that will actually probably stay. I actually don't mind the look of it. My last one, in my orange one, was it was just basically one of the space gray aluminum ones, or not aluminum, it was space gray plastic. But I mean, you know, this is a big upgrade actually for me, even though it's hydro dipped. I really don't mind it. I'm also going to be installing some carbon fiber bits here. I got one for here, you know, and just a couple of little add-ons. That will kind of be the first thing that gets done, and so that's well, I'm planning on putting in a new head unit here, because right now it doesn't do Apple CarPlay or anything like that, so that will be getting updated. This is actually the 4LT package, and before my first car was basically just I think it was a 2LT. It was very basic, bare bones, but this one, it actually has the Corvette stitched in leather. It's got the leather dash and the two-tone leather, and so I actually really like that. So for me, this is a big upgrade, because I didn't have that in my last one, and I absolutely love it. I think it's really cool. And so this is basically the inside of my car, and there will be some other updates that get added into it. And so when I'm ready to actually do that, then I will bring you guys along for that. The other thing that I have thought about upgrading, I don't know if I'm going to do it or not, are the wheels. Currently, as it sits right now, this has 19-inch wheels on the rear and 18-inch wheels on the front, and these are OEM, and I actually don't mind the look of the OEM Grandsport wheels. They're powder coated black, and so I really think that is a cool look to them. I don't think that I'm gonna go the next size to the 20s in the rear and 19s, because I've just heard a lot of people have rubbing issues in the fenders, and I really don't want to deal with that. But if you you know, let me know what you guys think, if I should actually upgrade those to bigger wheels. The other thing too is I'm really going to try and work on getting the fitment here right. You can kind of see how the wheels are snug in to the fenders. I've heard about putting wheel spacers on those, but I'm not exactly sure. That's still kind of a new subject for me. I really don't know much about them, so I'm gonna have to look into that a little bit more. Anyways, guys, that is my car. That is my 2010 Corvette Grandsport, and I'm really excited to go on this journey to mod it and really just kind of make it into my dream car. The ZR1, like I said, is just way out of my price range. The Z06, just with the valve drop issue, I just didn't want to deal with that. Plus, I wanted a convertible. I have the wide body, I have the convertible, I have the 6-speed manual transmission, and I have the LS3. I have everything that I've ever wanted in a Corvette, and this thing is really gonna be making some noise. So, so yeah, follow me on this, and give me a follow, give me a subscribe, comment down below if you guys think there's anything else that you would like to see with it, and we'll just go from there. Thanks, guys. Bye.